Begin our today's session. Welcome all of you. Thank you for it. So this is the first session of the Gita in a nutshell, and I'm sure all of you have come here to study Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So somebody is asking what is Gita in a nutshell? Yeah, Gita in a nutshell means uh, very in a very simple way or in a very precise way, in simple words, not going to detail, but in a short and concise way, trying to explain Bhagavad Gita. So that is Gita in a nutshell. So Bhagavad Gita is a very vast book, vast subject to be studied. There are around 700 slokas, 18 adhyayas in Bhagavad Gita, and to study each shloka will take. If you study each sloka very deeply, it can take hours for each sloka. But here we are going to discuss the important concepts of Bhagavad Gita thematically. Okay, so we'll discuss thematic subjects of Bhagavad Gita. So we'll not go into the shlokas deeper into the shlokas. That we'll do in advanced course. But in the Gita course, in this introductory course, we'll discuss briefly. Okay. So many students in India are eager to learn Gita, but they don't know how to get started. From where to start, how to understand, especially those who follow Sanatana Dharma. Our main book is Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita gives the foundational concepts for Sanatana Dharma. The word Sanatana is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita multiple times. So for those who are interested to know more about our own culture, this course will help you get started. Okay. And based on this course, you can build your knowledge of Bhagavad Gita by doing self-study. And of course, after this course, we also have other courses which we do. So you can join them as well. Okay. So today's session, Gita in a nutshell, session number 1. So I have a PowerPoint presentation to share. So my session will be about 45 minutes session, where I'll be sharing a lot of information of Bhagavad Gita with all of you. And after that, if you have any questions in between, you can ask. Okay. So at the end, we'll give ample time for question answers today. So this is Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell. So session number 1. So welcome all of you for today's program. So before we begin, please type in the chat box, who is your favorite Mahabharata character? Mahabharata is a great epic of India. Each one of you, all 63 people here, please type your favorite character from Mahabharata. Okay. Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, Karna, Draupadi. Okay. Arjuna and Krishna. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, somebody is typing Duryodhana also. He's a favorite. Okay, Vidura. Vidura is a good guy. He is a good devotee. Thank you so much. So we'll go ahead. So what is the goal of this today's course? The goal is to understand core message of Bhagavad Gita, gain clarity of our identity, develop relations with the Almighty, connect with values of life. So that's the goal of this Gita course. And the objective of this course is a pragmatic approach, a practical approach with Bhagavad Gita to find eternal joy and peace. So this course will help you get a direction in life. I think we should keep annotations off. Okay, now it's off. So what is Bhagavad Gita? So Bhagavad Gita is nothing but song of God. See, the word Bhagavat, it has got 2 words, Bhaga and Vat. So Bhaga means opulences. So one who has got 6 opulences in full, he is called as Bhagavan. Okay, the 6 opulences are knowledge, fame, right? Knowledge, fame, wealth and beauty, and strength, renunciation. ऐश्वर्यस्य समग्रस्य वीर्यस्य यशस्वी ज्ञान वैराग्यश्चैव षण्णां भगैतिंगणा. So one has these 6 qualities in full is called Bhagavan. Bhagavat means one who has these 6 qualities. So Krishna is Bhagavan because he exhibits all these 6 qualities to the fullest extent. Right? Somebody in this planet may be rich, but he cannot say that I own the whole planet. He owns some millions of dollars or billions of dollars, that's all. But the whole world belongs to God. Right? So he's the richest person. God is the richest person. So God is all famous. God is all wealthy. God is all beautiful. God is all strong. Like Krishna lifted Govardhan hill on his left finger for 7 days and 7 nights. That is his strength. And God is renounced. Although he has all these 5 opulences, he is not attached to them. He becomes the driver of Arjuna. You see here, Krishna is becoming the driver of Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He is driving. So that is Krishna's renunciation. So Bhagavad Gita, Gita means song. Song of God is Bhagavad Gita. It is directly spoken by God, Sri Krishna. A conversation between Arjuna and Supreme Lord in the battle of Kurukshetra. Okay. At the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra, this conversation happened. It has got 18 chapters, 700 slokas. It was spoken in 45 minutes. And it was spoken about 5,180 years ago on planet Earth at Kurukshetra. The Kurukshetra is a city close to Delhi, about 150 kilometers from Delhi. And that's where Pandavas and Kauravas assembled to fight in the battle of Kurukshetra. Okay, so this Bhagavad Gita is the oldest book available on planet Earth because it's 5,000 years old. Now, Puranas are much older than this, Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that I spoke the same knowledge to Vivaswan sun god millions of years ago. Imam Vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivasvan manavepraha manuriksha bravit. So he spoke this to Vivasvan millions of years ago. Now Sanjay was able to witness it all live as if via television broadcast. Right? Who is Sanjay? Sanjay is the advisor of Dhritarashtra. So Sanjay was sitting along with Dhritarashtra in Hastinapura, and he was relaying live telecast of whatever is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this is about Bhagavad Gita in brief. And Bhagavad Gita is coming as a episode in Mahabharata. Said Mahabharata has got 18 parvas and it has got about 1 lakh shlokas. So Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata spoken before the beginning of the battle. Okay. So it was composed by Maharshi Vyasadeva 5,000 years back. So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, but Vyasadeva was the writing, or he composed it, and Ganeshji wrote it. Right? Vyasadeva recorded it and Ganeshji wrote it. So this comes as episode in Mahabharata. So it is the greatest philosophical and religious dialogue at the war field. So imagine giving a lecture on battlefield. Very difficult, isn't it? So when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, it was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra where weapons were ready, the elephants were shouting and the horses were neighing, and their war cries, Akraman. So in that situation, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So Krishna is such an expert teacher that he can convert a battlefield into a classroom. So it is spoken by Lord Sri Krishna, and Arjuna received these realized instructions. Okay. So number 18 in Mahabharata. So there are 18 parvas. Parva is a section of Mahabharata, and each section has got several subsections and chapters. So 18 parvas, then there are 18 adhyayas in Bhagavad Gita, Ashtadasha adhyayas, and then there are 18 Akshohini armies. Pandavas had, right, 7 Akshohini, and Kauravas had 11 Akshohini. So total was 18 Akshohini Sena. Then the battle was fought for 18 days. Starting from Mokshada Ekadashi, the battle started, and it lasted for 18 days, continuous days. So this is how Krishna and Arjuna looked in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Gita Mahatmya says, Gita Shastramidam Punyam Yah Patet Prayata Puman Vishnoh Padamavapnoti Bhaya Shokadi Varjitaha. Gita Shastramidam Punyam, auspicious. Yah Patet Prayataha Puman. If somebody reads Bhagavad Gita with proper endeavor, Vishnoh Padam Avapnoti. Vishnoh Padam, he will attain Vishnu Pada, spiritual world. Bhaya Shokadi Varjitaha, becomes free from Bhaya and Shoka. Right? So what is Bhaya and Shoka? Bhaya, about future. So there is, we will write it here. There is past, present, and future. So we have fear of the past, Bhaya. Sorry, that's wrong. We have fear of the future, Bhaya. Aage kya hoga? Okay, fear of future. Then Shoka, about the past. We lament about the past. And we are in illusion about the present. Shoka, Moha, Bhaya. So by reading Bhagavad Gita, we become free from Shoka of the past, fear of the future, and illusion about the present. So Bhaya Shoka Adi Varjita. So that is the benefit of reading Bhagavad Gita. Just like we take bath every day to clean our body, similarly to clean our mind, we should read Bhagavad Gita every day. And we should not be reading once in a year, but we should read Bhagavad Gita every day. Just like we eat every day, we bathe every day, we drink water every day. Similarly, we should read Bhagavad Gita also every day. And Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Lord Sri Krishna. And who is Lord Sri Krishna? He is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, Parama Purusha, Adi Deva, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Lord Sri Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita, and this is coming in Parampara. See, the knowledge of the Vedas was given by Krishna to Brahma. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. So it was given to Adi Kavi Brahmaji in the beginning of creation. And Brahmaji gave it to his son Narada. Narada gave it to Vyasa. Vyasadeva gave it to his disciple Madhvacharya. It comes down. Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. So ISKCON is a spiritual organization which is trying to propagate and preserve the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And ISKCON is the largest distributor of Bhagavad Gita across the world in multiple languages. Of course, Gita Press is there. Gita Press is doing very good. And next to that is ISKCON doing very good. We have distributed more than 50 crore Bhagavad Gitas all over the world. So this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is coming through Guru Shishya Parampara. So Krishna is absolute. So that's why knowledge spoken by Bhagavad Gita in Bhagavad Gita is also absolute. Although this was spoken 5,000 years ago, and Krishna spoke it spontaneously. It's not that he was ready for the class. Generally, when like I have come here with a prepared notes, presentations. But when Krishna was speaking to Arjuna, it was unprepared. Arjuna was asking certain questions and Krishna was answering. He was replying. So in this way, the question answer session lasted for several minutes. It was about 45 minutes to 1 hour. The conversation happened. And in that time, Arjuna understood this message. And it was never revised. There was no need to revise because whatever Krishna spoke was absolutely perfect. So Supreme Lord is beyond any material defects, free of illusion and contamination. So Bhagavad Gita is also free from any contamination. It is Shuddham, Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram, Idamuttamam. So Bhagavad Gita is Rajavidya, king of all knowledge, and it's Pavitram, it's Uttamam, it's pure and topmost. So message of Godhead can be understood by realized souls who are coming in Parampara. So why should one read Gita? Because it cleanses us from animalistic qualities, which are predominantly found in the form of lower forms like lust, anger, and greed. It's very easy to remember. LAG. Lust, anger, and greed makes us lag in spiritual life. Right? It makes us lag in spiritual life. So that's why one should give up these three. You see, this person is being dragged down by anger, greed. Right here, there's anger, greed, and there's lust. They're pulling him down, and they're making him suffer. So people in the sphere of lust, they do crimes. Sphere of anger, they kill others. In sphere of greed, they do corruption. So Bhagavad Gita, by reading Bhagavad Gita, one becomes free from these three things: lust, anger, and greed. Gita makes us realize the purpose of life, makes us to practice and cultivate higher qualities in life, like study of Vedas, austerity, tapasya, cleanliness. Then there is compassion, non-violence. These are the higher qualities of life. Self-control, contentment, and live in mode of goodness. Higher thinking. And the result is eternal joy. Bhagavad Gita can be compared to a manual, to a map, and to a medicine. Bhagavad Gita is like a manual because it gives us the guidelines of how to live our life. Just like we buy any gadget, we read the manual. With every computer comes a manual. With every washing machine comes a manual. So if you read the manual, then you can utilize the machine properly. If you don't read, then you may spoil the machine. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is a manual for humanity. So this person is praying, "Oh Lord, please talk to me. Please guide me." Then Krishna said, "Take this Bhagavad Gita. This is my guidance to you." So in this way, Krishna has given us all guidance through this Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita is the manual for the battlefield of life. So this Bhagavad Gita acted as a manual for Arjuna on the battlefield of his life. Similarly, we are also fighting our own battles. Every one of you has got your own battle. Right? Sometimes dukkha comes, sometimes tragedies come, sometimes miseries, sometimes heartbreaks, relationship problems, financial crises, whatever it may be. So when that comes, what we should do? Pray to Krishna. Right? We should take surrender to Bhagavad Gita. So by taking help of Bhagavad Gita, we can cross over these battlefields, win the battle of life. Bhagavad Gita is also like a map, GPS. If you have a map with you, you can go to any location. You just put the location, the GPS navigates you to that location. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita gives us the location, goal of life, and also tells us the path to go to that place. Similarly, so that's why Bhagavad Gita is like a map for spiritual life. It sets the goal, and it makes you reach the goal. Who should read Bhagavad Gita? If you are feeling restless, read Gita. If you are seeking the meaning of life, read Gita. If you want to be a better person, please read Gita. If you're feeling like something is missing in life, read Gita. If you're feeling lonely and you need a friend, read Bhagavad Gita. Krishna will become your best friend. And if you're searching for happiness, Bhagavad Gita has. Bhagavad Gita has got Atyantika Sukha. Atyantika, ultimate happiness. Sukha. Material world is giving us temporary Sukha, but Bhagavad Gita gives Atyantika Sukha. And some of you may be having these questions. How do we attain eternal joy? Why do bad things happen to good people? Like, no, अच्छा हूँ, मेरे साथ ही ऐसे क्यों होता है? Right? I'm sure some people may be having these questions. Right? How many of you have this question? अच्छे लोगों के साथ बुरा क्यों होता है? Yes, some are raising their hands. Right? So only one is raising, only Ganesh. Okay. Please raise your hands. How many of you have this question? Why bad things happen to good people? इतना अच्छा आदमी उसको कैंसर हो गया, तो इतना आदमी अच्छा आदमी उसको बैंकरप्ट हो गया, right? So that's answered in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, thank you. Now many hands are raising. Does God exist? भगवान है क्या? भगवान है तो कौन है? Why are there so many religions but only one God? Does destiny make us, or do we make destiny? Who am I? So these are some of the questions which are answered in Bhagavad Gita and much more. Now let's get into the topic of Bhagavad Gita. Till now was introduction. So let's start the first topic of Bhagavad Gita. So there are 5 topics in Gita which we'll discuss in the next 4 days. Today and next 3 days. So the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita are Ishvara, Jiva, right? Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. See, these are the 5 topics. So who is God? Who am I? What is this nature? What is time? What is the effect of time? And karma. So these are the 5 topics. Okay. So these 5 topics we'll be discussing in these 4 sessions. So these are the 4 essential truths of Gita. His body is not all in all. Spirit soul exists. Right? ये देह जो है ये शाश्वत नहीं है, आत्मा है, soul exists. So one life is not all in all. Afterlife exists. This world is not all in all. Spiritual world exists. I am not all in all. Supreme God exists. So this is the 4 points. Today we'll discuss the first point. This body is not all in all. Spirit, soul exists. Okay. So we are starting today's topic. So in the next half an hour, we are going to discuss this topic. What is this spirit? Atma. Atma क्या होता है? Okay. So Krishna talks about Atma in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Dehinosmin yata dehe कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. So in this shloka, Krishna is telling about Atma as the embodied soul, right? Embodied मतलब देह के अंदर जो आत्मा है continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth and youth to old age. The soul similarly passes into another body at death, right? So when we were a small baby, we had a small, means when we were tiny, we were a small body. Then we grew, the body grew. It became young. Then body became old. Then it died. So Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara. So a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. But when death comes, generally people become disturbed. But a person who knows the knowledge of soul will not get disturbed, not bewildered, no muhyati. Why? Because he knows that Atma is Shashvata. Atma never dies. So in this section, we will see some of the qualities and the characteristics of Atma. So that is the first topic, science of soul. If I ask you the question, who are you? Right? This is a question to all of you. Who are you? So what will be your answer? आप कौन है? Yes, you can put in the chat box. If I ask you the question, what will be your answer? Who are you? There is one response. Oh my God. Pallavi is saying Atma. Sangamesh is saying Atma. Sharad is saying son of Lord Krishna. Spirit, soul. Okay, somebody saying human. Everybody is saying Atma, Atma, Atma. I am Das of Krishna. Okay, Om saying. Soul trapped in the material. Okay, I think there are many people who already know the concept of soul. Right? Generally, when you ask this question, who are you? People say, I am this body. I am man. I am woman. I am a student. I am a father. I am a mother. I am the child. I am a human being. Like this, different answers come. Right? Generally, people think I am this body. But Dr. Harry Monson, he said that he calculated the chemicals in the body. Right? There are about 5 pounds of calcium, about 1.5 pound of phosphate, then potassium, then sulfur, sodium, magnesium, iron, copper, iodine. So he took all these chemicals to a chemist and said, "इसका पैसा का हिसाब लगाओ, कितना पैसा होता है?" Then that chemist, he said that it is 110 rupees. Right? A मनुष्य देह का मूल्य क्या है? 110 rupees. My God, so shocking. Right? If I want to have a kidney transplant, it will cost at least. And I'd asked one doctor, he said 30 lakh rupees for kidney transplantation. Very costly. But 110 रुपए है. That was very shocking for me. Right? So जीवन ये देह इतना अमूल्य है. So what makes it so valuable? Right? The life in the body makes it valuable because life को हम वापस नहीं ला सकते. Like imagine you are driving a car. You are going in a car. Your friend is driving the car and you are sitting next to your friend. So it's a Mercedes car, 50 lakh worth of car. The car is going at very high speed and you're driving from Bangalore to Mysore highway. In Bangalore Mysore highway, you're going very high speed and then it was raining and the car wheels skid and the car went outside the road. It hit the tree and the car is very badly damaged and the airbags opened. Somehow nothing happened to you. You gave you cushion and you were safe. But your friend somehow got hit on the head and is unconscious and is bleeding. Okay, and you get out of the door on your side and you see the car is totally broken. It has to be repaired. It will take a lot of money to repair. And you see your friend who is bleeding. He is also unconscious. What will you do? Option one: take the car to the garage. Mercedes car, 50 lakh worth. Option two: take the friend to the hospital. So you can type in the chat box option one or option two. One or two. Okay, many are saying option two. Okay, someone is telling, yeah, Mercedes कार टूट गया, नया कार ले सकते हैं, मगर आत्मा जो प्राण चले जाते हैं तो प्राण को वापस नहीं ला सकते. We cannot bring the soul, we cannot bring the atma back to life. So that's why atma is, because atma is there in the body is valuable, body is precious. And we can buy a car but not a friend. Yeah, friend का प्राण चला गया तो वापस नहीं ला सकते. He will be dead. So what makes the body so precious is the presence of atma makes it precious. Like you see here this journey of the soul. So it's born as a small baby, then the baby grows, it becomes young, it becomes adult, then he becomes old, then he dies. So the soul passes like this. And after death, again the soul goes to another body. It may not be the same body, but it goes to another body. So it's said in Bhagavad Gita 2.18, second chapter, 18th shloka. Antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirinaha anashino yasya tasmad yudhyasya bharata. Antavanta ime deha. So this body, material body is antavanta, body का अंत हो जाता है. Nityasya uktah sharirinaha, but the Atma who is inside the body is eternal, Nitya. So Sharira, Sharirinaha. Sharira means this body. Sharirinaha means one who is in the body. Okay. Sharira and Sharirina. Nityasya Uktaha. So, Nitya, eternal. Like there is Graha, there is Grahi. A home and the resident of the home. Similarly, there is a body and there is a resident of this body, which is Atma. Atma is Nitya, it is Anashi. Anashi means cannot be destroyed. Aprameya, it cannot be measured. You cannot see it with your eyes, you cannot measure its size with the vernier calipers. It's very, very tiny, it's spiritual. So that is the nature of the soul, right? So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, 2.11 till 2.30, there are 20 shlokas telling about Atma. Okay. So if you want more details about this, you can read the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, shloka number 11 to 30. So the body is made of matter, but the soul is spirit. Body is not conscious, but the soul is conscious, right, Chaitanya? Like somebody pinches me, I can feel the pain. But if I hit the table doesn't feel anything, right? So body changes like from boyhood to youth to old age, but the soul never changes. Body is temporary, the soul is eternal. Body is dead, and the soul is alive. Dead and alive. So this is a very important slide. Kindly pay attention to this slide. Let there be no other distraction. Just look at this slide. This is an analogy which may helps us understand the concept of soul. You are not the body, but you are the driver of this body. Just like a car is driven by a driver, similarly the body is driven by the driver, and the driver is Atma. Atma is sitting in the region of the heart. Is sitting in the region of the heart. Atma is seeing through the eyes. You see the eyes? He is seeing through the eyes. He is hearing through the ears, smelling through the nose. He is touching through the skin, and he is walking through the legs. Right? Just like if a driver wants to communicate to another car, he'll honk, pom 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 pom. Actually, it's driver communicating, not the car. Right? Because driver wanted to communicate, car is making sound, pom 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 pom, like that. If driver wants to go left, then he'll put the left indicator, then it goes left, tick, 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 tick. He wants to go right, then tick, 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 tick. So the car is an instrument for driver to travel and communicate. Similarly, body is the instrument for the soul to communicate and to move around in this world, right? So the Atma is the real driver, and Atma is real me. This is me, मैं हूँ ये. And body is just an instrument for Atma to use. Eyes cannot see on themselves. The soul sees through the eyes. Just like mobile phone cannot talk on its own. When I press the button, when I speak through this, then the others can hear at the other end. So mobile is an instrument for communication. Similarly, body is just an instrument for living in this world. We see through the eyes, we hear through the ears, and do all the functions through the senses. Right? This is a very important slide to be understood. Okay. From material point of view, we see the world like this. We are bodies made up of matter. Like you see a cow or a man or elephant, whatever animal it is. So we see the body as a bundle of chemicals. And everything is finished at the time of death. Murti ke baad sab nash ho jata hai. So that is this material outlook. But from spiritual point of view, we are not the material body of flesh and bones. We are spirit. Like there is soul in the body of the cow. There is soul in the body of this human. There is soul in the body of this elephant. Right? So because the soul had done certain karmas, the soul is forced to born in a cow's body or a dog's body or a snake's body. or human body. Right? So people who misuse their human body, their independence, they are glided down to animal species. Those who properly utilize their human life, they are promoted to divine species. So when we see the world, we don't see the cow. We see that there is Jivatma in the cow's body, and is right now in the cow's body because he has done such a karma to get the body of a cow. Of course, cow's body is a holy body, right? If somebody is if you see a pig, this person has done so abominable activity that he has got the birth as a pig. So that's how we see the soul, the spirit in every living form. Okay. We do not die when the material body stops to function. हम शाश्वत है. Okay. Have you seen? Yeah. Can metal objects work by themselves? Can this robot work on itself? No. Somebody presses the button. First, somebody programs it, then starts the button. Then the robot starts functioning. And battery is drained out, then it will stop functioning. Isn't it? Car, vehicles, somebody has manufactured it, so that's why it is functioning. So when the petrol is over, it stops. Similarly, the nature also is working by divine arrangement. It's not by chance. Right? Like nature made like rivers, mountains, metals, minerals, chemicals. They are all also created by the Supreme Lord, not by chance. Just like a car cannot budge 1 inch without driver, this body is termed dead without the presence of soul. Another symptom of soul is consciousness, Chetana. Suppose a camera is recording a drama which is going on the screen, and judges are watching the drama on the screen. Camera will have no experiences, no emotions, no consciousness, no judging. ये अच्छा है, खराब movie है, वो पता नहीं सकता. But when the judges are watching, they can feel the emotions, the feelings. They're sometimes elated, and they laugh, ha, 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 they clap their hands and laugh. And sometimes they start crying. Ooh. Why? Because they are having feelings. Because they are spirits. They're Chetana Vastu. So that's why they are able to judge consciousness. So there is Jada and there is Chetana. Right? You might have heard these 2 points. Jada means material, Jada Vastu. Chetana means conscious. So Jada and Chetana. So this distinction is there. So we are all Chetana Vastu because Atma is there. We are Atma. But this camera is Jada. It has no feelings. There's no Atma. Now our situation is like the parrot in the cage. We are trapped in the body. The body is like a cage for the soul. Right? So just as the bird is trapped in the cage, the soul is trapped in the body made up of 5 elements. Panchamahabhuta, earth, water, fire, air and ether. Panchamahabhuton से बना हुआ ये शरीर है. So this body is made of Panchamahabhuta, but now it's covering the soul. That's why the soul's real consciousness is not revealed. There was one lady, she was taking care of a parrot, and she had kept the parrot in a nice golden cage. And every day she was coming and polishing the cage. And cage was shining. She used to clean the cage very carefully. And one day she saw that the parrot is not moving. It's not speaking. Then she realized, oh my God, the parrot is dead. I was taking care of the cage so nicely, but I forgot to feed the parrot. Now the parrot is dead. So similarly, we are taking care of the body from morning to night, but we are forgetting to feed the soul. Right? Can you mention how we are taking care of the body every day? What are we doing to take care of the body every day? Yes. Okay, food we eat every day. Personal hygiene, water. Yeah, I'm taking water now. Physical activity, exercise, sleep. Correct. Okay, by giving time for the body, by taking rest. That's true. Curing the body, bathing the body. Yeah. So evacuating, brushing, bathing, drinking, eating, sleeping. Oh, CSV. I don't know who is this CSV. So he has mentioned everything. So insurance. Oh, good. So we are doing so much for the body. Body is like a cage. But can you tell what are we doing for the soul daily? What are the activities we are doing for the soul? Okay, Lali is saying chanting Mahamantra. Okay, for souls, chanting Shashank is also chanting. For Raghavendra is saying, oh, nothing, Prabhuji, we don't do anything. Bhagavad Gita, correct. Akhilesh is telling we read Bhagavad Gita for the soul. We pray to the Lord. Yeah. Prayer, chanting, reading Gita. This is the food for the soul. Now you have to think that how much I am doing for the body and how much I am doing for the soul. Right. So if you see that hardly people give time for the soul, most of the time they give for the body only. So because the soul is ignored, soul is not being taken care, that's why people have so many problems like depression, anxiety, stress. So all these problems are there. So that's why we should try to take care. Okay, Anup is telling 98% for the body and 2% for the soul. Do you think that's a healthy percentage? Mm. So that's not a healthy percentage. It's not balanced. It's not balanced. So there's a lot of imbalance. Correct? Mm. Yeah. Soul is the driver of this body. So whatever we are doing for body is actually ordered by body, ordered by soul. Okay. But we should also take care. Like we put petrol to the vehicle, and so driver should eat. Driver cannot drink petrol. Similarly, body can eat food, but soul should chant Hare Krishna. When the soul chants Hare Krishna, then we will be able to be happy. Yeah, Santosh is asking, how can you give time for the soul? Yeah, attend Gita class. This is your soul time. You will know that you are the soul and you can feed the soul. Get up early in the morning and chant Hare Krishna mantra. That's how you can give time for the soul. Right. So attending Gita class, you are taking out your time for the soul, this 1 hour. Right. So I'll end with this last point, 6 changes of the living body. So after this, you can keep your questions ready. We can try to answer a couple of minutes the questions. Okay. So there are 6 changes: birth, growth, maintenance, production of byproducts, dwindling, and death. These are the 6 changes any living being will have. Like a baby is born. Okay, he's born. Then he grows. He maintains for some time. And production of byproducts, he becomes a father. Then starts dwindling. And then there is death. So these are the 6 changes. Similarly, a seed, you put in the soil, it grows. It becomes big. It produces fruits and flowers. It starts becoming old. Then it dies. So in this way, the transmigration of the soul continues. So these 6 changes are present in the living body, so not in the dead body. Like matter is created, immediately deterioration starts. Like a cell phone, it's created and immediately deterioration starts. So the nature of the soul is mentioned here in Bhagavad Gita 2.23. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakah, न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि. So the soul cannot be cut. न छिन्दन्ति. Nainam dahati pavakah. It cannot be burnt by fire. न च एनं क्लेदयन्ति आपः. It cannot be drowned in water. Na shosheti maruta. It cannot be dried up by the wind. Okay. So this is the soul, nature of the soul. So Arjuna was wondering, I will fight in this battle. Sometimes there'll be brahmastras, great explosions. What if all these people die? Krishna says, no, body will die, but the soul will never die. Because even nuclear weapons cannot burn the soul. The soul is spiritual. But that spiritual soul is now covered with gross body. Gross body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And subtle body, it is made up of mind, intelligence, and ego, manobuddhi, ahankara. The soul is inside, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So the soul is now covered by gross matter and subtle matter. Gross matter is Panchamabhuta, subtle matter is Manobuddhi Hankara. And inside there is soul. It's like a coconut. Coconut has a very hard shell outside. Right? It's a hard shell. And when you remove the hard shell, sorry, there's fiber shell, fiber. When you remove the fiber, then you get the hard shell. And when you remove the hard, break the hard shell, then you get the coconut, right? And you can eat the coconut. So there is gross body, there is subtle body, then there is soul. Soul is like the coconut, which you can relish. So there are three layers. So when you go to temple, we break a coconut. What does it mean? It means that I am of breaking my gross and subtle bodies and offering my spirit to you, O Lord. Please accept my spirit, my service. So this is the nature of the soul. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be withered by wind. It's covered by gross and subtle body, and gross and subtle body can be destroyed in the fights, but soul can never be destroyed. Some people think God and soul are one. मैं ही भगवान हूँ, बट ऐसा नहीं होता है. भगवान और आत्मा दोनों में डिफरेंस है. Soul is tiny and God is great. Okay, we are small and God is great. God can create the universe, we can make a small building. God can create oceans, we can make a small pond, right? So God can create sun and moon, we can create small bulbs. That's the difference between sun and God. So sun and soul and God. So the soul is also Satchidananda. God is also Satchidananda. Just as there is difference in quantity, there is similarity in quality. So there is qualitative oneness. Oneness. Since God is also Satchidananda, we are also Satchidananda. And there is quantitative difference. Qualitative oneness and quantitative difference. So that's the difference between God and us. Some people think that by doing meditation, I'll become God. No. Even by meditation, you can realize God, but you cannot become God. Okay, so meditation is the process of finding God. So God is always God. We are always souls. We are always His dasan. So we are Krishna dasan, servant of God. So that is the concept explained in Bhagavad Gita. Nityo nityanam chetanam eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. God is Nitya, God is one and Nitya. We are also plural Nityas. God is Chetana, we are also plural Chetanas. God is one, we are Bahu, many. So one God is maintaining all of us. Yo vidadati kaman. He is fulfilling all our desires. Tam pitagambhyenu pashyanti dhira tesham shantihi shashvati netaresham. So when one knows the Supreme Lord, then he can attain shashvati shanti, eternal peace. Okay. So this is what we have to understand, that God is our maintainer. Now in the next session tomorrow, we'll discuss about scientific proofs for the existence of anti-material personality, soul. Soul is anti-material. This world is material world. Soul is anti-material particle. So we'll discuss about the proofs of existence of soul in tomorrow's session. So today we discussed about who am I? I am spirit soul. So and today we also discussed about the importance of Bhagavad Gita and the position of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So now we will have some time for question answers. So if there are any questions, we can take them. Okay, I see some here. Rose, is chanting a solution for everything? Yes. Because chanting helps you connect to God. And when you chant, then you connect to God and all your problems will be solved. Because when you have God with you, all your problems are solved. Can Lord kill the soul? Why will he like to kill the soul? And because like a father, will he want to kill his child? Never. So although he has the power to do that, but he will not kill because of love. Similarly, God is also never kill the soul. Did you really attain peace? Yes. When you know Krishna, you are peaceful. No tension, bindas. Bhagavan hai hamare paas. Just like a baby, when the baby is in the lap of the mother, bindas, happy, peaceful, no tension. Similarly, when we are with Krishna, no tension, bindas, we are peaceful. In 9.18, Lord Krishna told everything is happening happens by him only. Is that telling about difference between soul and God? So 9.18 is Tadirvarta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Surat Prabhavaha Pralayasthanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. So Krishna is telling in 9.18 that I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. See, Krishna is telling your most dear friend. I am creation of the and annihilation. मैं सृष्टि हूँ, मैं संहार भी हूँ. Nidhanam. The basis of everything, and the resting place, and the eternal seed. Nidhanam Bijam Avyam. So this is what Krishna is telling in 9.18. So Krishna is the creator, he is maintaining, and he is destroying. He might get it done through other people like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, but he is the creator, maintainer, and destroyer. What is the purpose of soul on earth then? Yeah, soul wants to be happy on this earth, but he cannot be happy. Once he realizes that, oh, I cannot be happy without God, so then he'll turn back to God and go back to God. So purpose of we being in this material world is to understand that this material world is not a happy world. It's not a place for happiness. Go back to Krishna. Let me go back to Krishna and then I'll be happy with him. So that is the purpose of this world. This world is designed, like jail is designed so that the criminals in the jail, they get reformed and become good citizens and get released. Similarly, this material world is designed so that the souls who are rebellious, they can get reformed and again engage in the service of the Lord. Suman is asking how to feed the soul. Chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So chanting the names of the Lord feeds the soul. It makes the soul strong and stout. Ganesh is asking why we need to offer flowers to God. Is there any object other than flowers? Yeah, we can offer flower, we can offer water, we can offer lamp, we can offer vastra, clothes to the Lord. So why should we offer to the Lord? Because everything is given by Lord. Can you manufacture flowers? Can you manufacture rice? Can you manufacture what is it, cotton? No, it comes from nature. So whatever is given by God, we offer it back to Him. ಕೆರೆಯ ನೀರನು ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬರವ ಪಡೆದವರಂತೆ ಬಾಳಿರೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲರಾಯನ ಚರಣ ಕಮಲವ ನೆನೆದು ಬದುಕಿರೋ ಹರಿಯ ಕರುಣದೊಡಾದ ಭಾಗ್ಯವ ಹರಿ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬದುಕಿರೋ. Right? So Krishna has given us air, water, fire, food, fruits. So when you accept it, before accepting, offer it to Krishna and take. So that is called prasada. Shalin is asking, what is the truest form, nature of the soul that is not supporting a material body? Yeah, soul is pure spirit. It doesn't need a material body. It's in pure form. Just like pure water, when it falls on the ground, rainwater, when it falls on the ground, it becomes muddy. Right? Now it loses its nature. When you take the muddy water and filter it, then you again get the pure water. Similarly, now the soul has become contaminated because of touch with the matter. The chanting Hare Krishna, the soul's contamination is removed and pure soul comes out, just like pure water. So we have to purify. And the purification process is meditation, chanting Hare Krishna. Okay, how to control negative thoughts? Before that, how to save ourselves from Maya? By being with Krishna. Because Maya is Krishna Adheen. Right? When you take shelter of Krishna, Maya leaves you. Maya will not touch us. How to control negative thoughts? Don't try to control negative thoughts. Try to develop positive thoughts. Just try to read Bhagavad Gita, read Mahabharata, hear spiritual talks. So fill up more positive thoughts. Then negative thoughts will go away. Why Lord did not ask Arjuna to chant, although he wanted to do this? But Lord asked him to fight. Yeah, very good question. CSV, I don't know who is CSV. So there is because Arjuna was supposed to be a Kshatriya, so Krishna wanted Arjuna to become an instrument to establish dharma. So to use Arjuna for establishing dharma, Krishna told him to fight. But Krishna told, remember me and fight. Chant and fight. Okay. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Krishna told him, or remember me and then fight. So that's what we have to do. Remember Krishna and do your material duties. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us that how to do your duty while remembering Krishna. Right? Bhagavad Gita doesn't teach that you should escape from the duty. It says that while doing your duty, practice spiritual life. If you're an artist, do your art nicely and glorify Krishna. If you're a singer, sing the songs of Krishna and glorify Krishna. If you are a musical player, play musical instruments and glorify Krishna. If you are a businessman, do nice business, get more profit and build temples of Krishna. If you are a administrator, okay, become an IAS officer and establish dharma. So that's what Krishna is teaching through Arjuna. Right? So Ma Manusmara Yuddhacha. Remember Krishna and then fight. Remember Krishna, do your duty. For Arjuna, fighting was a duty because he was a soldier. For all of you, you may have different duties. So while remembering Krishna, do your duty. Sharat Reddy, life after death, the soul find new body. Tomorrow we'll discuss this topic, Sharat. Okay, soul is the driver of this body. So whatever we are doing for body is actually ordered by the soul. How to understand this? That's true. Whatever the body is doing, right, the soul only ordered it. So we have to order the body to do right things, not the wrong things. For example, you are driving a car, and if the car hit another car while taking a turn, who is to be blamed? Can you blame the car? Will the police catch the car? Hey, car को garage में डालो. No, they'll catch the driver. Hey, driver, बाहर निकल. License दिखा. Right? So then they'll take the license, they'll seize the license, and they'll fine him. Isn't it? So body is doing some activity, but who is responsible? Soul is responsible. So you are right. So soul is responsible for the activities of the body. So the soul should order the body to do the right activities. If it does any wrong activities, then soul is held responsible. In the future, in the next life, he is punished. Okay. If there is a bad person, that means the soul is bad or the brain or the body is. Soul is pure. Ganesh is asking a question. Soul is pure, but because the soul is contaminated by material body, sometimes the soul is impelled by the material contamination to act wrongly. Right. Suppose you are. Let me show you a video. It's about mind. Saw that? Saw that driver was driving peacefully, but the mind, material mind, we have the mind. The mind has got some wrong scripts. So that materialistic mind sometimes impels the soul to act wrongly or to choose the wrong option. Then he acts wrongly. So soul is all good, but because it's covered with matter, it chooses the wrong types of desires, and hence it can act wrongly. But you should choose the right desires. Shalini is asking if our ultimate goal is to attain salvation, why was the cycle of birth and death initiated in the first place? I mean, before a soul had the option to do any karma, why were souls sent to earth initially? Yeah, so good question. This will be answered in third session, Monday evening. We'll be answering the question. But in short, to answer this question, the soul is all good. It was in the company of God. But when it gets a desire, independent desire, I don't want to be here. I want to go separately and enjoy myself. So it had no karma, but it had independent desire. So when Krishna understands, oh, he wants to be enjoying separately from me. Okay, then go enjoy your life and be separate and do your duty separately. So then when he realizes that, oh, I cannot be happy separately, then he turns towards us, turns towards God. So when he goes away from God and tries to enjoy separately, then he creates karma. So going away from God is the original sin, and what follows is the details. So the karmas are all details, but the original bad thing he did was disobedience to God. Okay. What is the difference in saying Dasa of Lord or Son of Lord? Both are same. Son should serve the Lord. A Dasa also should serve the Lord. So it can be a Dasa or it can be Son. Both are same. We are all Son of God. And specifically we are supposed to serve the Lord. Right? So generally we use the term Das. Son of Lord is general. We are all children of God. But what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to serve. So that's a Das. Become a Das. Dasanagu, Visheshanagu, becomes special by serving God. Okay. Somebody say, I'm confused in life, Prabhu. Please help me. Yeah. Please attend this 3 days course, 4 days course. I hope your confusion will be resolved. You'll understand what is the purpose of life. And if you're disturbed, please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Your life will be better. Okay, there is another question. We can keep Rudraksha and Japa beads in the same Japa bag? Can we keep? You can keep in separate bags because the Rudraksha is different, Tulsi Mala is different. So you can have two separate Japa malas. So you're chanting, my mind wanders. What speed is recommended for chanting Hare Krishna mantra? Whatever speed your mind can focus on, that's the best speed for you. Right? So you try different speeds, slow to fast. And whatever speed you are able to focus your mind attentively on the holy name, that speed you can follow. Too slow is not recommended. Too fast is also not recommended. So medium pace. If you chant too slowly, then you're in a lot of gap. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So in that gap, mind can go here and there. If you chant too fast, then we can have mispronunciation. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare. Chant medium pace. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So that the mind can pay attention to the holy name. So that is the ideal speed. Then mind wandering will automatically stop. What is difference between Shivaji and Vishnuji? Are they expansions of Krishna as Lakshmi and Durga? Radha are same. Yes. So Krishna expands into Vishnu and Vishnu expands into Lord Shiva. So Vishnu is like milk, Shiva is like curd. Kshiram yatha dadivikara vishesha yoga. Just like milk turns into curd by special treatment with acid. Similarly, Lord Vishnu turns into Shiva for sake of material creation. Okay. So your statement is true. Okay, Ramya is asking, does it mean previously we did not discover our happiness is from Lord, hence we are sent again? So we were there happily with the Lord, but the independent free will is there. Okay, that Krishna has given us that independent free will. He doesn't force us to love Him. He gives us choice to love Him. So some souls have tendency to misuse that free will, and by that misuse of free will, they come to this material world. That mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Ichha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. Right? 7.27 Ichha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. Sarvabhutani sammoham sargayanti parantama. So this is in the shloka. Ichha and dvesha, envy. So the independent desire and hate forces a person to sargayanti parantava. Sarvabhutani sammoham. All the living at that illusion and they are born into this material world. Sargayanti. So that independent free will is the cause of our sufferings in this world. So when we realize, oh, this independence is not good, I should depend on Krishna again. So then he becomes a devotee. He becomes a dasa of Krishna. Then he becomes happy. Akhilesh Reddy, I want to offer my soul to the Lord by doing seva to the Charana Vindas. For that, how should I purify my soul? How I should find solutions for my sins? Yeah. So first thing is offer service to the lotus feet of the Lord by first thing chant Hare Krishna. Second, try to read Bhagavad Gita and visit the nearest temple, ISKCON temple, and give time to Krishna. Again, do Charana Seva, clean the temple, wash the temple, serve prasadam to the bhaktas, right? So whatever possible, Shramadan, energy you have due to Krishna, right? Spend hours together in temple and serve Krishna. By that, what happens? You'll develop that mood of Atma Samarpana, mood of Atma Nivedana, and then you'll become a devotee of Krishna. Right? Hanuman is always ready to serve Krishna, Lord Rama. At any time Lord Ram calls, he is ready. Okay, he jumps to serve Lord Ram. So we should become like Hanuman in service of Lord Ram. So a very good desire, very noble desire. So just try to find a facility. You can contact our Yeshwan Guru. He will give some service in the nearest location to you. Okay, he'll connect you. Sharad Reddy, life after death. The soul find new body immediately. We'll discuss tomorrow. It may take some time, not immediately. So it may take a couple of years or decades for the soul to get a new body because According to the karma, he has to be born in a certain family at a certain place. So for that situation to be created, it may take some time. So till the time, he will be safely in custody of higher beings like Yamaraj. Nishant is asking, Prabhuji, while chanting, my mind wanders. What is spirit? I already answered this. How to find why we came to earth? Prasad is asking. Yeah. We came to earth because we wanted to come. We wanted to be free from, we want to be away from God. So that's why we came here. But this earth is a temporary place. So we have to go back to God. God is waiting for us. Krishna is waiting in Goloka. So try to go again back to God, and you'll find real peace and happiness there. So Srila Prabhupada used to say that somebody was fallen in the well, and he was shouting, "Oh, help me, help me, help me!" And somebody came and put the rope. And person asking, "Please tell me, how did I fall here?" And the person said, "First catch the rope, come out, then we can discuss other things. First come out." Right? So why did I come here? What was the problem I made because of which I came here? And the cause. So the cause may not be immediately known, but the fact is I am here. I have to go to God. First, let me go there. Then I can ask God, why did I come here? So in that way, most important thing is to go back to God. Okay. Shalini, thanks Guruji for answering my question of cycle, birth and death. Follow-up question. You earlier mentioned that the soul is pure, not contaminated. Or if it shows a desire to be separated from the Lord, isn't that a showcase of negative desires? Terming is negative since you mentioned that disobedience to be separated is a sin. Yeah. Does it mean there's possibility that soul has negative thoughts even in the presence or company of the Lord? So the soul can have independent thoughts. I don't say negative thoughts. Soul can have because soul is also separate entity. Soul is also an individual. So Krishna has given the soul the independence to act or desire separately. So because he has got that free will, soul can desire to be independent from the company of the Lord. The father and mother have a child. Child came from father and mother's body. But the child, after he grows up, he can say, Mommy, Mommy, मैं जा रहा हूँ, घर छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ. I want to be independent. Right? In an ordinary home, it can happen. Right? So the child always depends on the parents. He wants to be independent. So because that free will is there in the child. Similarly, the soul also is given that free will by the will of the Lord. भगवान ने ही दिया है वो free will. And this soul misuses that free will, then it suffers. Correct. So we have to rightly use our free will in service of the Lord. Right? So that is the thing. So in the company of the Lord, the soul can still have independent desires. But those who are pure devotees, they never want to be independent. Right? So, and those who are having that independent mentality, Lord has a plan for them with compassion. He tries to guide them that you cannot be independent without me. बड़ो दुख पायाचे स्वतंत्र जीवन. This is one Bengali poet. He says, बड़ो दुख पायाचे स्वतंत्र जीवन है. This independent life is miserable, horrible. So I want to be dependent on Krishna. There are the saying, few days back I purchased Gita, struggling. Yeah, so that's why this course is there. You can try to easily understand Gita here. So once you attend this course, then you can read. It will help you. And I do have another session called 18 Days Gita course where we have covered all these topics. And you can go through that course. Videos are available. So you'll be able to understand the concepts better. Someone is asking, how can we serve God by which you can get freedom from Maya? Simple, serve God. You can serve God in 9 ways. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada, Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. 9 ways, Navida Bhakti. So hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, offering prayers. Like this, there are total 9 ways of serving God. You can choose any of the comfortable way and serve Lord. You'll become free from Maya. Punit is asking if Maya is control of Krishna, why it stops us going back to her? She doesn't stop us, she tests us. She tests us whether we are pure, and when if we are pure, then she allows, okay, go back to her. And if we have contamination, then she will further test us to purify us. Like gold, you get from the ore, you burn it, you melt it, you beat it, you scrub it. So it goes through so many purification processes, then we get 24 karat gold. Similarly, metal contamination has to be purified. So Mayadev puts us through test to purify all those material contaminations. Vishant is asking, is one round chant good for a day in the morning or 16 is compulsory? See, Krishna says that try to chant always. Right? Satatam kirtayanto mam yadantaschadridavratah. So what is Krishna is telling? Satatam. Satatam kirtayanto mam yadantaschadridavratah. Always chanting my glories, Krishna says. He says, Krishna's experience, always you chant. While walking, while talking, while sleeping, while eating, just remember Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So I want you to remember Krishna's name always. But if that is not possible, then Krishna says, do a little bit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. Right? So Srila Prabhupada said, do 2 hours, 16 rounds. But if you feel okay, that's too much for me, you can start with one, you can start with two, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you feel comfortable, you do while sitting and chanting on the beats. And the rest of the time, you can try to remember as much as possible while driving in the vehicle or chanting. Sorry, going to the classroom. Just remember Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like that. So Ganesh Shyam is asking, is there any way to talk to Lord Krishna? Yes, chanting is the way. Right? And Bhagavad Gita is the way. Bhagavad Gita is the talk between Krishna and Arjuna. When you're reading Bhagavad Gita, put yourself in Krishna, Arjuna's position. Right? So it's not visible, yeah. Then it's not visible, yeah, it's visible. When you're reading Gita, put yourself in Arjuna's position and think as if Krishna is speaking to you only. So in that way, you can easily relate to Gita. So you can talk to Krishna through Bhagavad Gita. So easy way to understand shlokas. Any tips? Yeah. So there is. See, every shloka has got. For example, shloka there is word-to-word meaning. Satatam always kirtayantah chanting mam about me. So always chanting about me. So when you understand the word-to-word meaning, it becomes easy to remember the meaning of the shlokas. And when you know the meaning of the shloka, you can memorize it. You can remember it. Something which you like it, you can remember. If you don't like, you cannot remember. So fall in love with the shlokas of Gita, then you can remember them. So there is a book called 108 Shlokas, important shlokas. You can try to recite and memorize those shlokas. It's a very good exercise, good activity. Raghavendra is asking, while meditating, can we chant or focus on breath? We should focus on hearing the mantra, sound meditation. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So sound, focus on the sound and feel the sound. Okay. So some people have the practice of focusing on breath. You can do that. You can do Anulom, Vilom. You can do Puraka. Feel your Puraka, Kumbhaka, hold it, Rechaka, release it. Pura Kumbhaka Rechaka. Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita. 6th chapter, he talks about it. So before chanting, you can do this. Do some breathing for 2-3 minutes, and mind becomes calm. Then you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. So you can use a combination of breathing exercise and chanting also. So that's a very good way. So instead of chanting Hare Krishna, can you chant other? Yeah, there are many mantras there in Shastra. Like Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, right? Om Namo Narayanaya, right? Govinda, Damodara, Krishna. Hari, Mukunda. So many names of Lord are there. So you can chant those also. But why we chant Hare Krishna mantra? Because it is specifically recommended in Kali Yuga. Um, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Iva Kevalam. In Kali Yuga, it is recommended that one chant the name of Krishna. So that's why we're chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, so I think that's the end of questions here. One more. Which book is real Gita, like original? And before Bhagavad Gita as it is book release, which Gita did Prabhupada refer? Yeah, Srila Prabhupada used Sanskrit shlokas are same. Right? Whichever Gita you take, Sanskrit shlokas are the same. There's no difference. So we should find no shlokas are not different, but explanations were corrupted. Some people wrote explanations which are not so pleasing. They are modified. They are misrepresenting the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita. So that was wrong. So that's why Srila Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is. Right? Bhagavad Gita Yatha Rupa. As Krishna told to Arjuna, as Arjuna understood from Krishna, like that. So there are some people who screw a different meaning out of Bhagavad Gita. So that is not correct. So we should not accept such versions of Bhagavad Gita. So because that's not coming in parampara. So there are four paramparas: Shri Brahma Rudra Sanatana, Shri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya. So ISKCON is coming in Brahma Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Guru Shishya Parampara. So it's coming in Parampara, that's why it's as it is. No change. The meanings are no change. Shlokas, anyways, they are same, but there is no change in the meaning also. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada used to refer to shlokas of Gita Press. Srila Prabhupada also had a book about Shri by Radha Krishna, from which he referred the translations, but he didn't refer to the explanations. So Prabhupada, then he wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is in America. In 1969, he printed Bhagavad Gita. It was printed by Macmillan there in America. And then that version became very, very popular all over the world, Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay, Jai Shri Ram, Hare Krishna. So we'll meet again tomorrow. So somebody saying, can we chant? Here we'll chant. Not today. So tomorrow also will be a shorter class between 8 to 8:50 because I have a train to catch tomorrow night. We'll do the session. It will be a little shorter session. Tomorrow we'll not get time for question answers. However, Monday I'll be able to give a lot of time for question answers. Like today, we had almost half an hour question answers. So Monday we'll give time for question answers. Tomorrow session will be short till 8:50, and Monday session will have a little longer. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience, wonderful questions. Very delighted and excited to meet you again tomorrow. So thank you all. Thank you, Yashwant Prabhu, for coordinating. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time. So let us thank Prabhuji by just typing Hare Krishna in the chat. So in Zoom, we have limitations to express our gratitude many times. So we will be also having a quiz for each and every session. So I'll put the quiz link, Google form. So you can all fill it. And based on that, we'll be giving certificates at the end of all the 4 sessions. Thank you again for all of you taking your time out and joining today. And we'll meet tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock. Hare Krishna. So we'll be ending the meeting now. You can all start leaving.